Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking a highly focused look at how to absolutely transform your daily productivity. We are diving into the core strategies from Brian Tracy's legendary productivity guide, and our mission today is to effectively summarize the book, Eat That Frog. So, if you've ever struggled with putting things off, and let's be honest, who hasn't, you are in exactly the right place. Let's just start with a universal truth here. We live in a time of truly unprecedented opportunity. There have literally never been more possibilities to achieve your goals than right now. But, as Tracy points out, we're kind of drowning in options. Actually, there are so many good things you could be doing on any given day that your ability to decide between them, to just choose the right tasks, is the critical determinant of what you'll actually accomplish in your life. To solve this overwhelm, we have to look at a rather unusual metaphor. It's been said that if the first thing you do each morning is eat a live frog, you can go through the rest of the day knowing the absolute worst is behind you. Hopefully without the indigestion, right? In this system, your frog is your biggest, most important task. It's the one with the greatest positive impact, and naturally, it's the exact one you are most likely to procrastinate on. It's the ultimate task you simply must devour to truly move the needle in your career and your life. So now that you know what your frog is, here is our menu for how to prepare, prioritize, and systematically devour it. We'll be covering the truth about frogs, clarity and setting the table, mastering the ABCDE method, the art of creative procrastination, taking it one bite, and finally, developing a sense of urgency. Let's jump right into Section 1, the truth about frogs. Rule number 1 of frog eating. The first rule of frog eating is simple, but man, is it demanding. If you have two massive, highly important tasks in front of you, two frogs, you have to ruthlessly discipline yourself to start with the biggest, hardest, and absolutely ugliest one first. You have to actively resist that very natural temptation we all have to just start with the easier task. And that perfectly illustrates our second rule. If you have to eat a live frog at all, you can't just sit there and stare at it. You just have to gulp it down first thing in the morning without overthinking the whole shebang. The real key to reaching high levels of performance is developing this lifelong habit of tackling your major task before you do absolutely anything else. Which brings us to Section 2, setting the table, finding your frog. Anchoring this in Tracy's international bestseller, we learn that clarity is perhaps the single most important concept in personal productivity. The number one reason some people get more work done faster isn't magic, it's simply that they are absolutely clear about their goals and they refuse to deviate from them. You have to decide exactly what you want to achieve before you can even begin to prioritize it. To identify your specific frog, you need to apply the famous 80-20 rule. You want to isolate the top 20% of your tasks that are going to create 80% or more of your results. You do this by focusing heavily on the consequences. Keep asking yourself, what one project or activity, if I did it exceptionally well and on time, will have the absolute greatest positive impact on my career? Whatever that is, well, that's your frog. Okay, Section 3, the ABCD method, prioritize your tasks. This is the ABCDE method, a real game changer. Before you even begin working, you should put an A, B, C, D, or E next to every single task on your list. Your A tasks are your must-dos, those are your frogs. B tasks are your should-dos, C tasks are nice-to-dos, D is for delegate, and E is for eliminate. The magic really happens when you use your willpower to start your absolute most important task, your A1 task, immediately, and you just refuse to stop until that frog is entirely consumed. Moving on to Section 4, creative procrastination, putting off the small stuff. Notice the stark contrast we have going on here. Look, everyone procrastinates, literally everyone, but average performers procrastinate on their hard, important tasks. High performers, on the other hand, they consciously and deliberately choose to procrastinate on small, low-value activities. They intentionally put off the minor tasks so they can attack their ugly frogs first. To figure out what you should be creatively procrastinating on, you can use something called zero-based thinking. You continually ask yourself this: if I were not doing this already, knowing what I now know, would I start doing it again today? If the answer is no, that activity is a prime candidate for total abandonment. Seriously, just cross it off the list. Now for Section 5, taking it one bite, breaking down tasks. As the ancient philosopher Lao Tzu wrote, a journey of 1,000 leagues begins with a single step. That's essentially the core of the oil barrel technique. By taking your mind off the massive task in front of you and focusing strictly on a single, immediate action, taking it one step or one oil barrel at a time, you completely bypass that mental paralysis that always comes with tackling a massive goal. Similarly, we have the salami slice method. When a complex job seems completely impossible, you break it down and resolve to do just one single slice of it today. Whether it's the salami slice or the Swiss cheese method of just punching a quick hole in a task, breaking a giant project down into single micro actions is absolutely the ultimate remedy for procrastination. You just have to get started. And remember, part of making that first bite easy is setting up your environment. Just look at the difference here. A clean, neat desk physically and mentally prepares you to tackle the task at hand. When you clear your workspace, you immediately feel more effective, more efficient, and fully ready to get going the exact moment you sit down. And finally, Section 6, a sense of urgency, creating momentum. To truly succeed with all of this, you must actively develop a habit of fast action. You simply cannot wait for things to be just right. They never will be. When an opportunity or a problem arises, you need to create momentum by attacking it rapidly and single-mindedly. And once you start, you must discipline yourself to persevere without any diversion or distraction until the job is 100% complete. This brilliant quote perfectly encapsulates the mindset of a high performer. You refuse to wait for ideal conditions to start working. You start right where you stand. You use whatever tools you happen to have right now. The simple act of starting itself generates the energy and attracts the better tools you'll need as you go along. So, pulling this all together, the crucial takeaway is that your success depends on constantly determining the most valuable thing you could possibly do at any given moment. I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Take a hard look at your own to-do list today. What is the single biggest, ugliest frog sitting on your desk right now? And knowing what you know now, what is stopping you from taking the first bite today? Eat that frog.